meet you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Wallach, Michaelwalek. I'm the Deputy Chief with the Clearwater Police Department. I got with me Sheriff Bob Gualtieri and Major Ellich Haley from the Clearwater Police Department as well. I'm going to take you through some very preliminary information. This investigation is very, very early on, so it could change, but I'm going to give you the facts as we know them today. Like I said, it is preliminary, it could change. So basically, yesterday, a vehicle was reported being taken by gunpoint, a carjacking in Hillsborough. The vehicle, later on that same night, tried to do a robbery up in Trinity area of Pasco County. Again, another violent crime. This afternoon, the vehicle was learned to be in this area, and as the deputies got into the area, the vehicle fled numerous times. When the vehicle fled, they tried multiple times to stop it, but it kept fleeing, driving recklessly. And as part of the alert that came from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, that it was mentioned that the subject was armed and dangerous and had wishes to have a shootout with law enforcement. So as he drove throughout the Clearwater area, he eventually came down to the Safety Harbor area, where he was stop stick tire deflation devices. When the tires deflated, they continued to follow him. They got to this area just to the north of me on Philippi. When they got there, he got out of the car, armed with a handgun, pointed it both hands at the deputies, at which point the deputies fired. There's 4 deputies that shot. I have the deputies' names, which I will be giving to you. The first deputy is Robert Smith, S-M-I-T-H. First name Robert, common spelling. Second one Daniel, common spelling. Last name Abbott, A-B-B-O-T-T. Third one is Anthony Hellstern, H-E-L-L-S-T-E-R-N. And the last one is Demarcus Flornay, D-A-M-A-R-C-U-S. Last name F-L-O-U-R-N-O-Y. Like I said, this is very preliminary, very early on, so there's things that could change yet. But that's all I have for right now.
This obviously ended the way it did because the suspect drew his weapon towards officers.
Yes, he drew out, he put his handguns directly at the officers, and the officers took action.
Do we have a condition on the suspect?
Not at this time.
Do we know if he had been obviously, involved in the other crimes? But do we know if he had a previous criminal record?
He does have an extensive criminal record.
A lot of homes in this area, a lot of people walking out trying to figure out what's going on. Obviously, it could have been much worse. Talk about that, how you all tried to make sure everyone out here in the area were safe, people walking in the area as well.
Everybody was safe. There was no danger to the community except for his erratic driving that he decided to take out of control. But like I said, as part of the investigation through the Deadly Task Force, we are the lead agency, so we're investigating this because the Sheriff's Office was directly involved. But as far as your question, as of right now, the community is safe. Like I said, just the driving.
Can you tell us a little bit about the carjacking that took place and where the robbery might have been?
I don't have all that information from Hillsborough yet. Like I said, we're very preliminary early on.
Can you talk about the attempted carjacking, the attempted robbery? Did tips lead you, or who spotted this person? How did you end up here?
So through investigative methods, we learned about the car being in this area, the stolen car, in which it was boloed to the officers, and that's when they started spotting the car in different locations. Every time they tried to stop the car would take off, drive erratically, they would lose it, and then they ultimately found it again.
How many agencies are involved? We got Hillsborough, Pasco.
Well, you have Hillsborough for the initial, you have Pasco from last night's, you have the Sheriff's Office today, and then we have Clearwater today. But as you know, this is an investigation through the Pinellas County Use of Deadly Force Task Force, so we have multiple agencies from the entire county here.
Was it a carjacking or attempted carjacking?
It was a carjacking.
It was carjacking. And was the vehicle he was in today stolen?
Yes. Yes.
Was it that same vehicle from last night?
Yes.
And was it the same vehicle was this an attempted robbery, or did a robbery occur?
It was an attempted robbery, but also during the course of his travels today, he was observed to be around the Countryside Mall, and what would lead us to believe that he was trying to do another violent act or another robbery again, driving around those areas, casing that area around. But that's just our interpretation of it right now. Anything else?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.